I'm Andrew Rowley, the CEO of SOARescue, here today at Haley Strategic to announce something new. I've been thankful to spend the majority of my career in varying capacities, medically and operationally. From the military, flight medicine, and tactical medicine fields, I've been able to draw on those experiences to develop what we're here to show you today. One of the things I've come to love through this community is collaboration, drawing off of lessons learned and identifying gaps and then building solutions so that it doesn't happen again. And today I'm excited to announce the newest project with Haley Strategic, the improved TRK and TQS. First, I want to go over the improved trauma response kit with you guys. We could spend lots of time going over the construction, but I think it's worth noting that we recognize this is your body-worn insurance policy. So it's constructed with the best materials, techniques, and made in America. What made this the improved trauma response kit is the intentionality that we were able to put into a relatively simple design. So off the base, small profile, narrow, compact, which allows it to be mounted in multiple configurations. So we made sure that on the back you had MOLLE, as well as a pass-through for the belt that we'll go through in a little bit. You all may have experienced other IFAKs, and what makes this one special is we tried to remove any of the things that would complicate the removal of the equipment. So you may have seen kits with Velcro, zippers, or some other closure mechanism, but in reality, we wanted to make sure that you were able to access life-saving gear when seconds really do matter. So you'll notice if you need to pull it out, it comes out ambidextrously, easily, without any of the other issues that you've seen in other kits. And then the sled itself, the way it's laid out, is really meant to be organized, because if there's someone else caring for you, they're able to find the equipment they need very easily. You have one side that's primarily your hemorrhage control equipment, so a bandage, compressed gauze, a hemostatic agent, and then on the other side, you'll have gloves, 2 chest seals, and an NPA. There are some kits that can hold more equipment, but what we really wanted to do was try and minimize how much equipment was stored in here, that it was really the life-saving tools versus trying to make an aid bag out of a belt pouch. And I think that's one of the big improvements that we've made to this kit, was keeping it simple. Then beyond that, one of the massive things that, while it seems very minuscule, you'll see the laser cut cross. A lot of times it'll have a slight pocket where you can put a colored piece of plastic into it, and we made the pocket the full size of the pouch. And what that allowed us to do was include a medical information card and a TCCC card. So as you pull it out, you'll notice on one side it's medical information. This is meant to be pre-filled out by you as the wearer, so that if you are unconscious or can't answer questions, a medic treating has a baseline of information. What kind of medications do you have? What kind of allergies? What's a next of kin contact? And then it has a full TCCC card that can be torn off of this and handed on to the hospital or the next care provider. Then on the back of the pouch, it has a myriad of options for mounting, whether it be MOLLE onto a vest, onto a belt, which we'll go over in a little bit. And then we also made sure to include retainers for shears. So versus just trying to slide it into the pouch here or into the sleeve, we've actually included elastic retainers on either side that will support from 5.5 to 7.5 inch shears. If you're operating in a maritime or a wet environment, you want to make sure that the materials in this kit stay dry. And that was one of the fundamental features of the MedMag we created. And so we kept this in mind when we designed the kit, that you could still place a MedMag into the Itrk so that your materials stay dry no matter what you're doing. There's one specific difference that I think is important when we're placing it back in. So you'll notice it's using the large loop on one side. We want to make sure the handles are facing towards the front of the kit. And what this allows for is, once it's placed back in, it keeps the handles the farthest away from the body, so that if you do need to deploy it, you don't have to search for the handles, and it allows for the easiest deployment of the kit. So that's the Itrk. Then we have the Tourniquet and Trauma Shear Hanger, or the TQS. This is a supplement to the complete system, but we wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to both mount the tourniquet together or independently. We gave you lots of options on how to mount it. It's heavy woven elastic, just like many other tourniquet holsters. However, the big difference was utilizing this curved material to protect the strap of the tourniquet. So to deploy the tourniquet, you'll end up pulling on the windlass clip side. You'll hear that audible click, and the tourniquet deploys in good condition, ready to use. Then on the back side of the TQS, we made sure there's provisions for shear mounting and a slot for either a decompression needle, a chem light, or a Sharpie marker. So when loading the TQS, there is a specific process to this. While it's not difficult, it's very important to the functionality. So as you're placing the tourniquet back into the elastic, it'll fit just like it does here. However, when you're mounting the curve or placing it, you're going to lift the windlass itself up and place this side between the windlass itself and the windlass clip. And then on the back side or the downside of the tourniquet, you'll do the same, and it'll go against the friction adapter buckle on the cat or against the buckle on the soft T. But this allows the protection of the strap itself and allows for ease of deployment once it's been mounted. Now that we've gone over the features of the kit, let's go over how to mount it. So the first you'll see is the vertical orientation on the vest. Then the other option is going to be horizontally on the belt. So a few features when it comes to mounting on the belt you'll notice is there's a complete pass-through to pass onto the belt from the back of the pouch. One of the beautiful things we added to this was having loop on the inside of the channel so that once it's mounted to the belt, it doesn't shift at all. And then there's also hook on the back side of the pouch itself. So if you're wearing an inner belt, once this is mounted to the belt, you don't have sag on the back of your gun belt that you may get with some other kits, so that it feels more secure all the way around your body. Now you'll notice this one has the TQS pre-attached to it, which is an option. And when you look at it, it's a relatively simple means of mounting, but there are a few nuances on how to mount this, so I want to go over that with you. So the back of the pouch, you'll notice that it has the laser cut slots for the MOLLE, and then on the TQS, it also has the tabs that fit directly into that. So when mounting, you're going to slide the tabs in, making sure to keep the Velcro away or else it'll drive you nuts. The tabs will then slide into the MOLLE slots. You'll press down on the Velcro, and now you successfully mounted the TQS to the main pouch. All right, that's it for the belt, so let's go over the vest. So the vertical orientation on the vest, there's a few things we have to do to the kit from the belt configuration. We're gonna do the inverse of what we did before, take this off. The beauty is that we're gonna be able to use this later to mount somewhere else on the vest. Now, the kit itself comes with the MOLLE straps woven in, so all we're gonna do is take those out. And now this becomes a traditional MOLLE mounting panel. In this configuration, you're going to mount it exactly like you normally would, weaving through the bars on the vest and through the tabs on the pouch itself. But then for the TQS, one of the awesome features of this is the versatility that you have for mounting it. So because it does have the hook and loop on it, you're able to mount this behind a cummerbund just like you would any other wing pouch. So you can mount it vertically, you could mount it horizontally underneath the cummerbund, and then because the way that we retained the tourniquet, you can have a downward orientation on the tourniquet and it remains secure. So a more natural action to remove it is pulling straight down versus trying to pull it up. If you prefer it the other way, it works the same no matter what you do with it. And now is another option, utilizing the horizontal MOLLE hanger, you're able to mount the Itrk pouch onto this and run this just like you would a hanger pouch underneath the cummerbund flap in a space where it would otherwise be unoccupied. Due to the fact that there is nothing at the buckle of the belt, this is an ideal mounting solution as well. Guys, if you've made it this far in the video, then you obviously care, whether it be about training, preparation, or the equipment you choose. That's the cornerstone of the relationship between Haley Strategic and SOAR Rescue. We care. We feel like while this is not going to save lives by itself, it represents that belief. And I think there's no better opportunity that you're presented with than to help somebody go home. I'm Andrew with SOAR Rescue at Haley Strategic, reminding you that true lethality only comes when you also know how to manage the damage. Thanks for joining us.